I was home alone that night, which wasn't unusual for me. I actually preferred the quiet after long work days. It was already past 11 p.m. when I decided to lock up for the night. I checked the front door twice, like I always do. I turned the lock until I heard the click. I even pulled the handle to make sure it wouldn't open. Satisfied, I walked back to the living room. The house felt calm and familiar. I turned off most of the lights, leaving only the lamp near the couch on. The TV played quietly in the background. Satisfied, I walked back to the living room. The house felt calm and familiar. I turned off most of the lights, leaving only the lamp near the couch on. The TV played quietly in the background. Nothing felt strange at first. It was just another normal night. Around midnight, I got up to grab water from the kitchen. As I passed the front door, I glanced at it without thinking. The lock was still turned. Everything looked normal. I poured myself a glass of water and stood there for a moment. The house was completely silent. That's when I heard it. A soft metallic sound from the direction of the front door. It sounded like someone touching the lock, not forcing it, just testing it. I froze where I stood. My heart started beating faster. I told myself it was probably the wood settling. Old houses make noises all the time. I stayed still and listened. The silence returned. After a few seconds, I laughed quietly at myself. I was overthinking it. I walked back to the living room and sat down. The TV didn't feel comforting anymore. A minute later, I heard it again. This time it was clearer. The sound of the lock turning. Slowly, I stood up immediately. Every part of my body felt tense. I stared toward the hallway leading to the front door. I didn't move. The sound stopped halfway, like whoever was turning it paused. I whispered hello without meaning to. My voice sounded weak. No answer came, just silence. I grabbed my phone from the table. My hands were shaking. I turned on the flashlight and walked toward the door. Each step felt heavy. When I reached it, the lock was turned halfway. It wasn't how I left it. My stomach dropped. I knew I had locked it fully. I turned it back to the locked position. The click sounded louder than usual. I pulled the handle hard. It didn't move. I stepped back and checked the windows nearby. All of them were closed. I told myself someone must have tried the door from outside. That explanation made sense. I checked my phone signal. Everything was normal. I decided to stay awake for a while. Sleeping didn't feel like an option anymore. I sat on the couch, watching the door from a distance. The house felt different now. The air felt heavier, like the space was holding its breath. Around 12:20 a.m., I heard footsteps. Not outside, inside the house. Inside the house, they were faint, like bare feet on tile. Coming from the hallway, I stood up slowly. My chest felt tight. I whispered again, asking if someone was there. My voice echoed slightly. The footsteps stopped. The silence returned. I walked toward the hallway, flashlight shaking in my hand. Every shadow felt threatening. The hallway was empty. Every door was closed. I checked the bathroom first. No one. Then the bedroom. Empty. I stood there confused and terrified. There was nowhere anyone could hide. As I turned back toward the living room, I heard the lock again. This time it fully turned. The sound came from behind me, from the front door. I ran toward it without thinking. The lock was unlocked. The door didn't open, but it was unlocked. I locked it again, faster this time. My breathing was loud. I backed away slowly. My heart was pounding in my ears. That's when I heard breathing, not mine. It was close, too close. It sounded like it was coming from the other side of the door, but also from inside the house. I couldn't tell which. That scared me more than anything. I grabbed my keys and phone. I didn't bother with shoes. I unlocked the door and stepped outside. The night air felt cold and sharp. I locked the door behind me and ran to my car. I didn't look back. I drove to a friend's place and stayed there until morning. I didn't explain much. The next day, I returned home in daylight. Everything looked normal. The door lock worked perfectly. No damage, no signs of tampering. I checked the security camera footage from outside. No one approached the house that night. No one touched the door. No one stood outside. There was no footage from inside. I never installed indoor cameras. I moved out a month later. I didn't wait for another explanation. Sometimes when I lock my door at night in my new place, I pause and listen. Just to make sure, because I learned something from that night. Locks only keep things out. They don't stop something that's already inside. After I moved out, I tried to forget the house completely. I stopped driving past that street even during the day. Weeks later, I received a message from the landlord. He asked if I ever had issues with the lock. He said the new tenant complained about it turning on its own. I didn't reply. I deleted the message and told myself it wasn't my problem anymore. Some things are better left unanswered. One night, in my new place, I locked the door and leaned my forehead against it. I waited, listening. Nothing happened. The silence felt normal. I started to relax again. Life slowly returned to routine, but sometimes, just before falling asleep, I remember the sound. That slow, deliberate turn, not forced, not rushed, like someone checking if I was still paying attention. And every time I lock a door now, I don't feel safer. I feel observed, because whatever tested that lock wasn't trying to get in, it was making sure I knew it could.